All right, it looks like we are live. Hello, everyone. Welcome to HW's podcast. I am your host, HTW, and welcome. This is Sports Talk. Yeah, it's kind of my new thing that I'm doing right now. What I decided to do was I love talking about sports, I love sports in general. Uh, so, what I've decided to do was to basically just do a podcast talking about college football, or just football in general. Maybe I'll have a NFL edition. But today, if you guys don't watch football and whatnot, college football, then please don't watch. For the record, people, I am a Oklahoma Sooners fan. If you know who that is, and again, if you don't watch college football, because I know my whole thing is I talk about wrestling, but uh, I decided to switch it up, and I'm going with football right now. I've always wanted to do this. I don't know why it's taking me so long to do, but let's just kind of get right into it. Today was a crazy day for football. We had so much go down, so much to talk about. Uh, I could start off with the Michigan State game, but I'm just gonna kind of go in the week order. But first, let me do something real quick. I gotta get up. Oh, this is so unprofessional. But I don't give a fuck. Gotta do something. Alright. Let me just get situated here. I gotta move around and shit. Alright. That's what's up. Alright, I'm good now. I'm got almost I gotta get back, get situated. And yeah, I'm watching ESPN right now. It's like 2 in the morning, Jesus. But we're doing this live, so fuck it. I'm not gonna edit anything out. I'm not gonna start with the Tuesday game. Fuck that. Let's see. Hold on, let me just get everything situated right now. Alright. So 36 Baylor versus K-State. They won 31-24. My playoff committee, Delio. As you guys know, as I said, I'm an Oklahoma fan, so we gotta play them next week. That's gonna be fun. I'm really nervous for that game. Oh my god. Uh, I I don't think I've been that nervous. I don't think I've been this nervous for a game since, I don't know, the Alabama game maybe 2 years ago. I don't know. I haven't been this nervous for a game in a while. I really want us to win because if we win out, we have a hell of a shot in getting in the top four. But yeah, they might be going down a little bit. I don't know. But with um, LSU losing all of them, I don't know. They might go up. They might be number 4, number 5. I think Notre Dame's gonna get ahead of them. But Notre Dame had a close game against Pittsburgh, which we'll talk about that a little bit. Mississippi State beat Missouri on Thursday night, 31-13. This was a, you know, beat down, I guess. Missouri's not good at all. It was kind of surprising. It was 14-13 at the half. Kind of surprised that it was that close. Missouri just sucks. Honestly, they're overhyped every year. They're always ranked like 25, 20. People think that they're going to do really good. Nope. Didn't happen. Didn't happen this year. They lost. They're 4-5 now. 1-5 in the SEC. Such a joke. Friday night. I guess I'll talk about Friday night. Temple beat SMU, but it was really close. They beat them 60-40. They let SMU get a lot of points to them, but this was a really close game throughout. And then Temple kind of ran away with it in the end. But Saturday, let's move on to the Saturday games. I guess I'll just kind of go top 25 in order. It was what a weekend though, guys. Honestly, for sports, I'm kind of trying to talk quiet right now because people in my house like to sleep. But what a weekend! What a weekend! It was such a weekend for sport for college football. I mean, you had some crazy ass plays, some bad refs. Kind of like the title of these episode is. I mean, it's insane. Uh, but But the first game, I'll just kind of start with number 1. Clemson defeats number 16 Florida State. I predict Florida State was going to win. I thought Florida State was going to get the better of Memphis, but Memphis proved me wrong. It was tied in the third quarter. It was tied 13-13, and Clemson ran away with it. So congratulations to Clemson. They're the number 1 team. It's got to feel good. Then we had LSU versus Alabama. Alabama killed LSU. I mean, Leonard Fournette barely had any rushing yards. Let me look up some of the stats real quick on ESPN right now. Rushing, Leonard Fournette, 19 carries for only 31 yards and a touchdown. And 15 and 16 of those yards came in the fourth quarter when they were down. So, I mean, if that's saying anything, I mean, they had more passing yards than rushing yards, which is surprising for LSU. They could not get anything going against the Alabama front seven. That was Alabama killed them. I knew it. LSU is literally like Georgia this year. Their whole team revolves around one guy. Because Georgia past years have always had an amazing running back, and everyone thought they were so good. And they were always ranked. They were always ranked like in the top 12. You know, they were always ranked in like the top 10, like top 15. They were always ranked high, and then because they have like an all-star running back, and then they collapse because the rest of their team is not good. And that's what I think LSU was, except LSU was overhyped, I guess. I mean, of course, I don't get me wrong, Leonard Fournette is a great running back, but you can't just revolve your whole team around running back. I feel like they might lose a good game or two here. Actually, they could probably win out, but Alabama would. I think Alabama's going to win the SEC West unless they magically lose. They have Mississippi State next week, so that'd be interesting to see. Then we had Ohio State versus Minnesota. Ohio State looks like they're going to pull away with it, but then Minnesota scored 14 points in the fourth quarter. I thought they were going to come back, but then Cardell Jones had that amazing play where he just ran for like 40 yards for a touchdown. It was a beautiful play. Minnesota has Iowa next week. Watch for that game, people. Watch for that game. I feel like Iowa. I hate Iowa. I hate them so much. Iowa is just so depressing that they're an undefeated team. Yeah, they're ranked so high. I mean, they barely won against Indiana today. And as I'm talking about them, I'm watching ESPN Goal Line. Not Goal Line. I'm sorry. What's this called? College football final on ESPN, and the Iowa Indiana game pops up. But Iowa's such a joke. I'll get to that game, and I guess I'll talk about the Iowa Indiana game right now. They barely won. 35-27 was the final score. They barely won against Indiana, and Indiana was projected to be close. So I mean, I guess that's saying something, but it's just ridiculous. I feel like Minnesota's a better team than Indiana. The commentators made a really good point that Minnesota's like the best 1-4 conference team you'll ever see. Minnesota was really close to being Michigan last week, and they almost won against Ohio State. I really have a good feeling about them next week. I'm predicting them to actually win it. Notre Dame. Now moving on. And I'll just kind of talk about Ohio State left. I mean, like, you can tell that they're a good team, but they just struggle. I don't know why. I know that they're a good team, but for some reason they just struggle. They do even lose to Michigan State. But actually, I think they have a pretty good chance against Michigan State. I think it's Michigan that they need to worry about. But that's just me. Let's move on. Notre Dame versus Pittsburgh. Number 5, Notre Dame. 142-30. I didn't really watch this game, so don't know what else to say. And then I think this is the one that we all need to talk about. Michigan State and Nebraska. It's the reason why this video titles is the way it's titled. Come on. Like, how do you think, in your right mind, refs, how do you think that he was ever forced out of bounds? he was barely touched by the other guy. It's mind-boggling to me. Now, don't get me wrong, Nebraska has been screwed over time and time again this year with the Hail Mary and the overtime thing, but my God, my brain hurts. My brain hurts. I really wish I could like do this professionally. I would just fucking go off on refs and just I think I don't know. I think I'd be pretty good at it, but Michigan State lost 39-38, and it's right time again this year. So I mean, yeah. What can you say? It just shocks me. I saw a bunch of Michigan State fans getting mad. I thought it was funny. Uh, so that's one upset. We got an upset there. Oklahoma CU. Oklahoma State won 49-29, 20 points. It was 49. I think the biggest lead they had was like 42-16 or something like that. It was ridiculous. They only won by 20 points, but by the, if you watch the whole game, it was like and I love Big 12 football, so it's going to be interesting to see how plays out. TCU down. You got Oklahoma State rising up. We'll see how the Oklahoma Baylor game goes next week. I think that's going to be a big trendsetter because if Baylor wins against Oklahoma, which I really obviously I don't hope what happens, but I'm kind of trying to look at this as a I don't know, as an analysis. I guess that's the word. But I'm trying to look at it as that standpoint, and it's like, you know, if Baylor does win, then the Oklahoma State Baylor game, which let me look to see. I want to see if that game, where that game's at, if it's going to be in Waco or if it's going to be in Stillwater. Because I think Oklahoma State right after we Baylor, but I could be wrong. Let me look at the schedule. Come on. If only my internet would go fast. I want schedule. Either one heck of a game. They play Iowa State next week, and then they play against Baylor at home. Wow. The last two games, they played Baylor at home, they played Oklahoma at home, and they played TCU at home. So, I mean, home favor works for them there. But it's going to be interesting, and the Big 12 plays out. But, yeah, so Iowa, yeah, you know, talk about that game. Florida, what a joke. What a joke game, honestly. They're just awful. Washington. One thing I want to say about that game though is Washington, literally their stadium looks like at night when they have the lights show. The game is indoors. Like their stadium is indoors, but it's not. The weirdest thing, the way they light that stadium is so weird. And another upset, Navy beats Memphis, another overrated team. Uh, Something about these overrated teams, everyone say, oh, they're going to make it into the, like, Ole Miss. beats Alabama. Ole Miss is going to replace out to the because they've lost 3 games now, and then Memphis. Everyone's saying Memphis is going after they beat Ole Miss, another overrated team beats an overrated team. Memphis, everyone goes, oh, they have a great offense, but their defense sucks, and so now they lost to Navy, and they're going to make it to the national championship. Okay, I guess I'm back. That was weird. I don't know if it started a new one, but I assume not. That was weird. I lost connection there for a second. I don't know how that's going to turn out in the later versions, but yeah. So I guess I saw. Oh, I was talking about Memphis being overrated. Yeah, they have a great offense, not a doubt. No doubt in my mind that they didn't show today. Their defense sucks. It's like literally a Big 12 team, but worse. Actually, no. Their defense could be worse. Could be bad as Texas Tech. Jesus. Uh, then we had Oklahoma versus Iowa State. As you guys know, Oklahoma fan here. Boomer Sooner, baby. Uh, it was domination or anything. That second quarter was just, it was just not fun to watch. Points in the first quarter, and then all of a sudden, it was like no points whatsoever, and we're like, what? Okay. But what do you know? In this third quarter, hot, and finished it out in the fourth. Trevor Knight throwing touchdowns, which he, for people who do not know, he was our starting quarterback last year, who was also in the amazing MVP. Who's the MVP Sugar Bowl candidate? When we last year, we were like, where the fuck was that Trevor Knight? But either. But it was a dominated win. It seemed like we were kind of in that second quarter. We're like, through to Baylor, But we came out in the third quarter. It seemed like it might be close. We came back in the third quarter and we killed them. But I was gonna say something. It's gonna be interesting. Oklahoma State's gonna be really high. I bet. Probably think. I think we won't crack the top 10. I think it'll be 11 or 12, which I'm fine with. I want to be us or be the underdogs against Baylor. almost lost to Kansas, but they did have a close game in Michigan State, so that was interesting. The amazing game, Arkansas Ole Miss. Congratulations, that is a game you should it as normal. But the way they lost, just you almost felt bad for them. But then again, they're Mississippi, so yeah. Texas Auburn beats Texas A&M. I want to say that Texas A&M quarterback, the new one that they're going crazy about, small but fast as hell. But he got or whatever. I didn't really watch that game, but I saw the ending of this game. State won on a field goal. That guy missed an extra point, a couple other field goals tonight. They're playing the Oklahoma Highlights in college football final. But anyways, so he hit the game-winning field goal. So good for him. Good for him. He missed a couple. UCLA still ranked 41-0 against Oregon State. And then Houston 9-0. It's gonna be interesting to see if Memphis can bounce back. Don't think we have to play Houston next year as a Oklahoma fan. Just wanted to point that out. But that's all. I'm really need to this connection. It's weird, but